So, volume 2. I meet this guy, perfect white teeth, just gorgeous smile. He just yummy. I am initially just physically attracted to him. Like, oh my God, he is just beautiful. But then we go out on a date and he's actually really cool. Like, we get along well. Like, we could actually just sit and talk and just have fun together. So, of course, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love. Like, this is it. This is going to be my husband. This is it. Okay. Around that time of the first date, I asked him, so are you married? Only because I know that there are some people who will be married and somehow forget to mention that fact. Now, male and female, so I don't want to make it seem like it's just the men, but it does seem to be more of the men than the women. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I asked him, are you married? No. Beautiful. Okay. Done. So he did tell me that he had 2 kids from a previous relationship, but okay, cool. So we continue on having a good time together. He doesn't wear a band. Like, there's no like ring line. He doesn't have to be in at a certain time or like shut the thing, or you can't call him after a certain hour. Like, you could call whenever, he would call whenever. He'd spend the night. Like, if there were no typical signs that he might be married. Fast forward, one of my girlfriends calls me one day to say, I didn't know so-and-so was married. And I'm like, he's not. And she's like, are you sure? Because I just saw him with his wife and kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, what? No way. No way. Okay, so I call him right then. Now, I knew he wouldn't be able to talk at that time because he was working. But I left a message. Call me when you get this. He then calls back and I'm like, are you married? Yeah. What? Why didn't you tell me this? He says, you didn't ask me. Now, my initial reaction was to just spaz. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, you don't think that's something you should volunteer? But then I remembered I did ask. I remember distinctly. I remember asking you. I remember where we were when I asked you, and I remember what you said. So after I calmed down, when he said, you didn't ask me, and my mind started to work again, I said, actually, I did ask you. Do you remember when we were here on such and such a date? And I said, hey, are you married? And you told me no, and that you had 2 kids and blah, blah, blah. And then he says, oh, well, I wasn't married at that time. So, not only did he not feel the need to tell me that he was married, but he went and got married over the course of our dating. Now, there was this period of time we had stopped talking. Not a long period. It wasn't like, years or something like that. It might have been a few weeks. And now looking back on it, I think he may have picked a fight just so he could go get married and go on his honeymoon and not have to worry about me calling or wondering where he was. And then he came back and he called and now we're back together. And that's when I think he went and did it. But I'm like, really? Really, guy? Like, come on. You don't think that's something that I should know? But I guess not. I wasn't important enough for him to tell me. Or maybe he was just trying to get whatever he was trying to get. So it didn't matter. But yes, he was married. Not initially, but at some point he got married and continued to see me. He was already with her. He was engaged. The wedding was set. So it wasn't like this just kind of came about. He already knew he had a fiance. He knew that there was a wedding date upcoming, and he's still trying to holler at me, still dating me, while being committed to her. And then he went off and got married and then came back to me like nothing happened. And it wasn't until someone else told me he's married that he decided to come clean. And I'm wondering, had she not seen that, would he have said anything? Like, how long was he going to continue this? And was he going to just play with my feelings and gas me up and tell me, oh, we're going to be together and this, that, and the other, knowing damn well that was never going to happen? Like, what was your game plan? Or maybe once you hit it, you were just going to be like, all right, deuces. I'm not really sure, but I was a little offended, I got to say. I'm not married, but I just feel like I would like to think that if I were married, that would be something that someone should know. If I get involved with someone else, not that I would get involved, but you never know. But if I did, I would have enough respect for my partner and for this person to say, hey, there's something you need to know. And then if you choose to get involved anyway, fine. You had all the information and you made that decision based on whatever information. You made an informed decision. So it's cool. However, if you make a decision to be with me under false pretenses, I just think that's just wrong. Like, am I wrong in this? I don't understand why people do this. But anyway, I didn't want to make this into a rant video, but I'm just curious to know. So any of you who have cheated or are cheating and you feel like, or maybe, no, let's not say that because I don't want anyone to incriminate themselves. Maybe you know someone who is. You have friends who have cheated or are cheating on their significant others. Why lie? Is it really just, okay, because I'm trying to get some, and if I tell the truth, then I can't? So does it all come down to just that? Like, I'm just curious. Why it seems a lot messier to try to hide it than to just say, hey, this is what it is. Deal with it if you want to. I'm just curious. So if you know someone, let me know.